Okay, we need to talk about this because I'm disturbed. Within the last few months, it was kind of going viral that not all, but a lot of men were not washing their bums, or they were just washing the outside of their bums and not the inside of, not the middle pieces. That really disturbed me. And so people were asking their male counterparts, people that they lived with for years and years, or even, checking to make sure their sons knew that they were supposed to do that. And the responses that some of these women were getting, and I imagine, maybe even in the same sex couples, they were checking with their partners. I didn't see anything about that, but the men were telling their wives that they didn't bother with that they just figured the water would get it, or that it would be homosexual to do it correctly. And I was like, wait a second, like, women wash themselves all the time. It doesn't change our sexuality. How are people using their mouth to say these words and use these excuses that washing your butt might make you homosexual? There was a lady that worked at a proctologist. Sorry, my throat is killing me. So, proctologist, is that how you say it? The butt doc. And males have to go to the butt doc at a certain age. It's kind of like their gyne, right? They have to get checks. And the lady was saying that often, and this is a day that a man knows he's going to the butt doc. You'd think at least that day you would dot your I's and cross your T's. But she said no. Very often, the man would have to get up from that white paper and there would be a mark where he was sitting. She said this happened several times a day before the exam. So it wasn't like the doctor did his thing and then it was messy. It was before the exam. I'm bewildered, to say the least. Then I did ask mine. But I've seen him wash, like, he's head to toe. I've seen him wash before because we have a clear shower curtain. Sometimes we're in there together. He doesn't have any shame. But I did ask him, like, what he thinks about that. And he was like, men don't talk about it with each other. So he didn't know other men weren't doing it. Like, maybe that's a big part of the problem, is that men aren't talking to each other. I think that would solve a lot of issues if men would talk. I know it's not comfortable because it hasn't been a thing, but you get more comfortable as you start talking about stuff. So I guess this is just my plea for men to start talking to each other. And I don't know how that would even come up in conversation, but, at least between a dad and a son, or, a caretaker and a son. I don't know. So now whenever my fiance is showering, I'm like, he gets out of the shower, I'm like, so are you still straight? Anyways, so that brings me to something else that's starting to go viral. And, with the BBLs, a lot of women got BBLs over the last several years, and they're kind of going out now, but they were in for a long. And do what you want to do. Like, if you want a butt, get a butt. I feel like if something's bothering you and you have the money to do something about it, and you're not going to turn it into an addiction, do it. If it's about you. But sometimes I'm like, is it ever about us? Like, when we're seeing all these images and we're like, oh, oh, is that how I'm supposed to look? Like, is it even about us? Because we're kind of getting a little brainwashed, you know? But yeah, women, men, do whatever surgeries you want to do, but I beg you not to get addicted and to do it in as tasteful of a, like, err on the side of tasteful. Anyways, or don't, but so women got these BBLs and they stopped. They didn't learn how to take care of themselves differently, so I guess they're not. They're kind of going the way that the men were going. They're not as clean as they should and as they should be. And then now there's stories from waxers about, you know, their BBL clients. And this is not all BBL girls. I saw a few comments from BBLs, girls with BBLs women with BBLs that said, yes, you have to you have to retrain your brain and you have to use mirrors and you have to do it right to get in all the way in there. So obviously there's plenty of women that have had BBLs that are taking good care of themselves. But for some reason, and I imagine the ones that aren't cleaning right probably weren't cleaning right before either, but now there's a lot more volume back there, so there's a lot more room for error. So like waxers are starting to say stuff, or just like you know, women were saying stuff about the men, like, I can't believe this, and then the men are starting to say stuff about the women, like, oh my god, I can't believe this. So, you know, it could be either. So ladies, if you got a BBL, you get your mirrors out, get your compact out, get one of those they have the mirrors that don't fog up in the shower. You know, get a stool, they even have like a suction cup type thing, a mountable like little leg, like you can set your foot on it for shaving your legs. That might help. And then that brings me to the third stink. The third one is veneers. Love the look of veneers. I would love to have veneers one day, but maybe not, because, and I've smelled it before, veneers have a scent, and it is kind of the scent of like not people that don't floss. And I know it's a pain in the ass to floss, and I should probably floss more than I do. I try to floss every day, but I at least, you know, brush twice a day, but sometimes I don't reach for the floss, and that's disgusting. But if you know the scent of bacteria, like gum bacteria, I think because the veneers might trap some of that bacteria. So yeah, it's called veneer breath. Search it. Like, I think if I was weighing my options, because I watch celebrities, or I look at people's teeth on different things, and I'm like, oh my God, like those are perfection. But if I knew that there was no way around veneer breath, I wouldn't get them. Or is there a way around it? Because apparently, like, it's not something that the veneer wearer can do. It's trapped. It gets like trapped in the veneers. So I don't know. If anybody watches this, let me know what you think. And I will see y'all real soon.